Anything your heart desires on this flight, figure a way to reach the screen. Anything's got a possibility. Summon up the very power that you need. Lights from low, time is king. As we race for the way. As you dance on the band, anywhere but seems to always be at hand. Ride the girl, ride out. This final thought sailing for the ground. Dancing lightly on the tops of all the trees. In the air, under total control. The direction is determined by the soul. Fingertips that tremble fire. Business they never seem to tire. Muscles scream, ears explode. Blood is pumping and the mind must unload. Is now a possibility. Final bout, sailing for the ground.
Dancing lightly on the tops of all the trees.
Happy Tuesday, children of the lawn.
Yes, happy Tuesday, children. I love this one. Magical dance upon command, heavy weather seems to be at hand. Okay, no, that was wrong.
Ah, Laurie says nice chairs. Yes, they are.
Yes, they are nice chairs. And boom, here we go. And thank you.
And that song drives me about as crazy as that Jeff Beck song.
I don't know why you told me to play that then.
Because some people, like Jeff Beck.
Hey,
You know?
I remember,
Oh, okay. Sue is requesting for tomorrow night. She wants to see the Jackie the Joke Man repeat. Come on, Remy.
Oh.
Ah.
It's interesting. What's going on?
Funny. Here's Remy.
Here he is.
Okay, well, we have Ed Hamer had asked to hear Flash.
Yeah, no, but I could play part of Jackie's thing. It's pretty easy to
Joke
do.
Man.
Where are you? Excuse me. Could you get out of my light? Hey.
Let me move that light.
I'm kidding. No, it's just he'll be fine. Come on.
Okay, Sue, you got it.
He's fine. He's making my arm disappear, but it's fine. See the nice little puppy? Look at hi, little puppy.
Okay, I don't know what people are saying, that it sucks when you don't get a good night's sleep. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
But
okay.
We're not here.
Yeah, so we're not here
to go down.
So
we're
down
here to
now.
lift you up.
Come on, bud. There he goes. Okay. And all is right with the world. So tonight, interesting show. This is going to be a fun show, I'm sure. Judith Black, tour manager, and I imagine, it's going to be interesting to find out how.
Tour manager for who?
Well, currently for Stuart Copeland, but
oh my God! All the children say they had a bad night's sleep. Sue, bad night sleeping.
What?
I don't know.
Children,
what's wrong with you guys?
No, what is that about? I mean, I thought you guys had, I thought you had that sorted out. No? My naivete. Huh?
I don't know.
Well, see, I can't see what they're saying. Okay, I didn't get a picture with Stuart Copeland, but what is that?
That's Chris Chanel.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get a picture with Stuart Copeland, but I do have his drumstick from Animal Logic, December 2nd, 1989. I do have a picture with Andy Summers on July 13th, 1987,
That's
XYZ tour. Can you tell your guest? You know what?
No. First of all, no. I'm not telling the guests. We're not telling. That is not how the show works. Children, know that.
Right.
It is a conversation between the guest and myself, and it's not really a guest.
And she's probably kicking his drumsticks off the stage at the end of the night.
Last freaking thing in the world that she wants to see is anything to do with drumsticks. But here, so
oh goodness.
But no, it's supposed to be. I mean, you're supposed to be invisible, flies on the wall.
That's right.
Right. Bzz, 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 bzz. Does that ever happen to you? And
okay, Tim is stressing. Okay, Tim, maybe you should go to sleep.
what's Tim stressing about?
I don't know, but yeah.
What?
He's stressing.
Stress. I see stress.
I know.
See, if I look over there, I can see.
So let's bring the room down now.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for coming down and bringing us down with you. Oh, boy. Here it comes.
Yeah.
That's the no drama police. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So Judith is tour manager, and that's a lot of guys can be roadies. A lot of guys can be specialists at one position or another, but to be a tour manager or even a stage, there's a lot of stuff that goes on out there. Mm-hmm. Tour manager, I've run with some really good tour managers. Henry being my favorite, and if I had to go out tomorrow, it's Henry Smith that I would take with me. But who knows? After this, it might be Judith. But she's working for Stewart, so I don't know.
Oh, thank you, Lori. Some superstars.
Oh,
yes. Kitty said, "Play Zippy's favorite song."
Zippy's
I guess that would
favorite
be your
song?
drum solo tomorrow night.
You know what, guys? Funny that you would ask that or say that.
It's Kitty.
I have been. Well, for the past 4 days, I've been going through kind of, something's wrong in the studio. So I haven't made a ton of progress with with Oxzoomed. Although today we got up and running, and we've just got a couple of little things to tweak around, and then we'll be back together. But the one thing that I did do, a lot of the shows, especially from the 96 tour, have digital clipping, meaning that they hit they hit something too hot and they click. It's not like distortion. When you turn the radio up too loud and it starts to just break up and distort, that's kind of gradual. It goes as you increase the volume or the power or whatever. But digital distortion is just like, it's either yes or no. There's no, okay, kind of distort. It's not like that at all. It's either yes, distorting, click, click, click. So one thing that I do try to grab off of all of the tapes, because it's just interesting to me to see them, is I take my solos, just my drum solos, because in that band, starting with the 96 tour and then going, whatever it was, 97, 98, 99, or whatever it was, the solo, my solo just started out as something to do in the set because we could. And it was a chance to acknowledge, for John to acknowledge Keith Moon without, getting nuts and whatever. Anyway. So I said, well, I'll do a solo. And so every night the solo is different. And in the beginning of the 96 tour, that was before John asked me if I could make the solo a little longer. So some of the solos from that tour have the synthesizer at the end and some of them don't.
Well, Kitty wants to see the one with Zippy.
Well, you want to see one with Zippy?
Yes. Tomorrow night for our Anything Goes. So you didn't have Zippy on tour with John. You had the rabbit.
Yes, I did. Well, no, I didn't have Zippy.
He didn't have the monkey. He had a pink rabbit.
Who?
Same difference.
No, I think you're wrong. I think it was Zippy.
Really?
So we go to the videotape?
Well, Judith's going to be here in 1 minute.
Well, if she comes in while we're...
Lenny's watching. Hey, Lenny.
Who is Lenny? Lenny.
I saw you flying a kite, Lenny.
Yeah.
You got the life, man.
I'm looking for
flying a kite on the beach.
Flying a kite on the beach. Lenny.
Rescuing puppies.
What beach is that? Sonova Beach?
Ha ha ha! I get it.
That time.
Oh God.
It's right up the U.S.
Well, the children are starting.
Children are
They
what?
have me on edge tonight.
The children have
The
you
children
on
have-
edge?
Yep.
All right, I'm not even going to look for this thing, but I think it's Zippy in solo.
There's Judah.
And see,
To save the day.
let me tell you what. Here you go. No matter where you go, there you are.
There you
Come
go.
in. This is good. Oh, okay. I come in peace.
Hi, Judith.
There you go. Hi.
Hello.
Not yet.
Hello.
There you go.
Almost. Here we go.
No, that's it. You're good. That's good. That's good. Hi. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Live
Yeah.
in person.
Meet you.
Yes, well, as live and in person as it gets these days. Yeah, that's Laurie. I'm sure you've heard the legend and all that. So
Of course.
Yeah. So, wow, man. Yeah, nice to see you. And I have like tons of tour manager questions and.
Okay.
We love all.
I want to play 6 Degrees of Separation, so I'm wondering whether I go. Do you know Rex King by any chance, or
Henry.
or Henry Smith? Because
let me respond by saying you are speaking to the least experienced, least connected tour manager on the planet.
Okay. How long have you been?
Okay,
Wait.
that's okay. No, listen.
Okay, I think Jeff.
That's even better, actually.
So what I bring to the party is a bunch of wide-eyed deer in the headlights. Nobody told me about this sort of perspective, because my background is film and television production.
Oh.
And production is production. There are certain things that carry over no matter what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I have exactly one tour under my belt.
That's just this tour, the Stewart's tour?
Yeah. And I got into that completely by accident. This was not a lifelong ambition. This was not something that, I rolled out of bed one day and said, gosh, I want to grow up to be a tour manager.
Wow.
It was completely by accident. Stewart was
I had to run a tour, so I know it. I know, I've been there.
We can share that experience, but that's so one of the people that I was going to ask you about was Ken Jones, who worked with the Who, and he worked with us. But I realize that it's not the Old Timers Club.
I know nothing. I know. Let's see, in the real touring world, the world that you operate in, I know Charlie Hernandez, and I know Ryan, whose last name I can't remember right now. That's it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Ken Jones was supposed to do an Entwistle band tour, right?
Okay.
So and Ken was friends with John from working with the Who before, blah 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 blah, and so Ken and I, because basically I had set up everything in the States, and I was going to pass off the book and the whole thing to Ken, and that was going to be that, right? Now I can be the drummer again,
right?
And on the second day of the tour, Ken's nowhere to be found, gone. We're in Maryland. I think we opened in Philly, and then we were in Maryland getting ready to do, and he's gone, just gone. Now he had been complaining about, having trouble with this and that and the other thing leading up to coming to the States. But all of a sudden, I get a call from Bethesda Medical Hospital,
Oh,
and he's in
no.
there for a very heinous thing, and it was insane. But now all of a sudden,
Well,
guess who's the tour manager?
no,
Until my wife and dog can show up.
yeah.
So I feel you, man. Believe me.
Mhm.
So, but how did that? That's amazing to me, though, because especially with someone, and I don't know Stuart Copeland. I mean, I certainly know who he is, and I know,
Sure.
a lot of his work. But it's got to be, you're either the perfect person for that job or you're not the right person for that job. So I'd be interesting to hear the story of how it came.
Can I interrupt for a minute?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Tim McCullen thinks it's Kenny Jones, the drummer.
No.
That Daltrey fired him. It's a different Ken Jones, Tim.
No. It's a tour manager.
A tour manager, not the drummer.
Anyway.
Okay. And also the viewers are asking where Judith is, and was she on East or West Coast for TV production?
I was West Coast for TV production. I am now in Nashville.
Okay. Wow, currently in Nashville. Okay, well, good. That's good to know.
Yeah. We moved here about 6 years ago.
And it's interesting because a guy that I know, maybe you know him, he's a composer named Devin Powers. He recently relocated to Nashville from out west.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think everybody's relocated.
It's interesting that, I mean, is that a business thing? Is it a show business thing, or it is no matter? Yeah.
Yeah. When you have the big agencies like William Morris and CAA opening offices here, the business is moving here.
Okay.
It's all moving here. I mean, we see California license plates all over the place, and the music business is all leaving LA and moving to Nashville.
Well, because Las Vegas is about to become beachfront property any day now. So,
that is true.
But it's I've done some time in Nashville, and actually we got a very, very thorough tour of that Music Row and
right.
5-star treatment and the whole thing, and got to see a lot of stuff go down. It's a very interesting club, and it's easier these days, because it used to be, if you're a rock person in Nashville,
right.
But I guess I should know better. Do you know Rich Redmond, the drummer that plays with Jason Aldean? Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, sure. Rich, we're gonna have him on the show. He's a friend, and
great.
And he's, I wouldn't call that a country drummer.
Not at all.
You know what I mean? So it's
not at all. And
we have another question. We have another question.
Okay.
Do you know John Amadio? He was a West Coast last man standing show producer. He's a great friend of one of our viewers, Sue Lucente.
Okay, I know the name.
You know the name?
I know the name. I worked in reality TV for a while. And,
tell us what shows.
Do you know what shows? Yeah.
Oh yes. There was an immortal show, Preachers of LA.
Ooh.
Oh yes.
People.
Which then spawned Preachers of Washington D.C., Preachers of Atlanta, Preachers of Detroit, Preachers of whatever. And it's all about the preachers of these mega churches and their adoring congregations. So it's like Real Housewives, only it's preachers.
Wow.
Wow,
I
real
thought she was
creatures.
saying creatures.
Wow.
Oh, no, not
Oh, well, it's the same
creatures.
thing. Same thing.
I'm thinking
Kind of is.
creatures.
Kind of is, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Well, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
But I listen. No harm in no harm in a gig. I see my
Oh, yeah.
my CSAC statement come in, and all of a sudden there's something on there called "murdered by morning."
Right.
So hey,
Buried in the backyard.
go ahead, buried in the backyard. Go ahead, take it. That's why
That's
Yeah.
right. The money spends. The money spends just as well.
just
That's
as easy,
right.
especially those micro pennies. Those those millionth of a cent or whatever that is. I like those.
I know.
Yeah, they need to come out with a coin for that. And
Mm,
anyway. So okay,
So,
so how did this happen?
how
Because
did I? Well, I'd like to say that I've struggled up through the ranks, but
no, you don't want to say
but
that.
I actually slept my way to the top. Um, Jeff, of course, when Stuart was getting ready to go on this tour, Jeff got the phone call. We're getting ready to hit the road again, and the producer of this show, for some reason, thought it would be perfectly simple for Jeff to handle all of the instruments, not just Stuart's drums, all of the instruments, all of the teching that needed to be done with that, and do the tour management. Yes. So he said, no, somebody else needs to do the tour management. And I just happen to have somebody here who isn't really busy in her day job right now. So let's bring her in. And I had already done some work for Stuart way back in the day when he was doing a lot of video, putting together video. And I worked on his film, Everyone Stares. So Stuart was comfortable working with me, and he knew that I knew what a schedule was and what a budget was and so on. So it was sort of a natural fit.
Wow. So all right. So now on this, what is it? Police Deconstructed, the tour.
Police Deranged.
Deranged. Oh,
Yeah.
Deconstruction is next year.
Yeah, exactly.
You mean to get ahead of myself. How many people is it fly dates, or does he ever do a run? Does he ever do a hard run?
It's all weekend warrior stuff.
Yeah.
Fly out, do the show, fly back home again, which of course has its own excitement when flights are canceled.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But that, I think, was much easier for me to step into than trying to organize a huge bus tour. We've got 6 people in the band: Stuart, guitar, bass, 3 singers. So
oh wow, 3 singers.
yeah. Oh yeah. Well, as Stuart likes to say, it takes 3 singers to replicate Sting. So,
They're female singers, right?
Yeah.
yes. Yeah. They are amazing. They are absolutely extraordinary.
Bad, yeah.
Well, Jeff gave us a little
we got a little
from
sneak.
the wings.
We got a little sneak preview.
Yeah, okay.
But,
Okay. Good. Well,
I'm sure it's good, man. I'm sure it's good.
It's a great show, and audiences love it, and they're dancing in the seats and in the aisles and wherever they can find room, and it's a lovely little show.
That's great.
And so you've got 6 in the band, and how many in the crew? Just you and Jeff, or is it
Jeff? It's a 2-man show. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So
but I think compared to trying to put together a big tour with lots of crew and lighting and all of the staging and everything else, there's no way I could have done that.
Well, that's not necessarily true, but I understand what you're saying. And the thing about it is, in my mind, what you're doing, what you stepped into, is harder. It's like,
Hmm.
I think it's, I mean, I know when I worked, when I had, when I had the temporary tour drummer, Holy Christmas tour, I learned real fast about how that happened. But,
Yeah.
it takes a certain amount of the prep work. And I think once you get into the rhythm of advancing the show, because if it's just the two of you guys, you're advancing the show, right?
Yep.
So you're sending out there's got to be an agent.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the agent sends out the rider, and you oversee any changes that go into that. But it's, we want 5 of these and 3 of these, and that's what we need, and this is what it is. So it's basically follow the rules. The surprise is when you get there.
Right. When you get there and you discover that, in spite of the fact that the writer says that Stuart will have a dressing room with a shower attached and 4 bath towels, and you discover that the shower is like a gym shower, and the bath towels look as though they came from Goodwill from sometime in the 70s.
Oh.
That's when we start to have problems.
Oh, wow. And it's so...
That sounds like our kind of tour.
Yeah, that sounds like our kind of tour. Anyway, the reason I think it's harder for what you're doing is, unless you get the week off, if you get the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to just chill
you have to tell
without getting the phone calls and all that, then maybe it's, maybe.
Tell her about the Xander trailer, the rat trailer.
Oh, God. Okay, so how I know about the Weekend Warrior thing is I get a call 8-9 years ago from Robin Zander, the singer from Cheap Trick. And he says, let's put a band together, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay. I said, but, what are the parameters? I don't have any parameters, just, let's just do this. And I said, oh, okay. All right. So I get us a couple of shows, and it starts to really take off, and Robin gets a couple of shows. We open for ELO, and somebody asks us if we'll do a benefit in, I think it was Inglewood.
It was Inglewood.
Okay.
Okay.
And beautiful stage, and the whole 9 yards. And then they take us over to the dressing room in a golf cart, and the dressing room was a trailer with like holes through the bottom of it to the outside, with rat coming in and out.
With rat.
And lots of rat evidence around, and it was
like,
oh yeah.
And Robin didn't say a thing. He was like, this is normal.
Xander was just like, okay, yeah, another one of these.
So we know about the medical towels.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we know about the towels. Yeah.
Well, I haven't encountered that yet, but there's time. We have future dates. Future dates. Yeah.
Well, this was an outdoor festival, so there was no dressing.
Now, we used to do an interesting thing. On our rider, we would put a Cartier Panther, solid gold, 24 karat gold Cartier Panther, right?
Okay.
And if it's not crossed out, you didn't read the rider, did you?
That's a great idea.
My gift to you.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to put in something ridiculous. That's a great idea.
It's just interesting to see where it goes. It's until they bring you a Panther named Cartier, and then it's like, whoa, do you have a cage for this? No, you didn't say cage. You didn't say anything about a cage.
Well, it is interesting to see what people, how people interpret some of the things in the rider, like a charcuterie board is not a pack of bologna and a loaf of white bread.
Wow, no.
But we did get that one time.
Yeah.
You know, it's, you see, now that therein lies the benefit of an extended tour.
Mm-hmm.
Because we used to have, get, the rider was great. And we learned it was, who was it? Sheryl Crow. We learned a very valuable lesson from Sheryl Crow, who her rider changed every day.
Yep.
On Monday, it was whatever it was that she was, and
she was
more
out on a
of it
tour
than
bus.
she ever needed, and
Right.
vodka. And then Tuesday, it was did more of this and more of that than she needed, and bourbon, and so on and so forth.
And
she
then
restocked her bar at the end of the tour, right? And so I used kind of the same concept. And John used to ask for 2 bottles of Remy, 2 bottles of Robert Mondavi Pinot Noir, and I can't remember what the white wine was.
The cigarettes.
And it took us, but the cigarettes were nothing. We still have Remy left over, and it took us years to give the wine away.
Yeah, because we're not big drinkers.
So
yeah, but we learned
That's
also when
brilliant.
you would say, a hot meal, they would give you pizza, so we would have to write
Right.
a hot meal does not mean pizza.
yeah,
Pizza.
Yeah.
and then
No.
the buyout. How about the buyout? Do you love the buyout?
I love the buyout.
Yeah,
I
you
love the
definitely
buyout.
got to- And thank you, Mousy. Mousy just sent some stars.
Oh, thank you, Mouse.
You know Mousy, right?
I do.
Yeah, she said she loves
Okay,
you.
I adore
For
Mouse.
those of you that don't know, Judith is Jeff Seitz' wife.
See, I was
Jeff is usually on Friday nights. He's the drummer that was in Godsmack. And
Godspeed.
Godspeed.
Godsmack.
And I just saw a picture of him with hair down to his butt in 1975. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And,
you guys were a beautiful couple.
Yes.
Gotta tell you,
Yes.
a rock and roll couple.
yes. I think
Oh, well.
got very
Well,
lucky.
Well, you might think we're a rock and roll couple, but I'm embarrassed to say, but I didn't know who the Police were when I met Jeff. I'm not a rock and roll gal.
How long ago was that?
That's the best part of it all. I
That
believe me,
was-
Yeah, they just had
how long?
That was 1994, and I didn't know who the Police were. Tragic, but there it is.
It's not true because when I was coming up in the 70s and the 80s, there were 2 kinds of guys that the cat just walked outside. Watched on the
Oh yeah, the black and white one.
You can see it?
Yes, I can.
Good for you.
We're watching a cat walk on. Oh, it's black and white spotted. It's cute.
Security camera. All of a sudden I'm looking at it, it's like,
Well, there's feral cats and
Yep.
we let them live under our shed,
and we see no mice.
We have tried to capture
I
them.
love that.
With
We
the,
see no rodents, and it's very
Yeah.
nice.
Nope.
We have some in the hedges out here behind our house too. I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they do the,
Yeah, they
these
do their
guys,
job and we
and they're
don't feed
safe.
them.
They're very safe. We don't feed them, and
No.
we don't,
Right.
But
Right.
they do their
So,
thing
yeah.
and we let them have a nice sheltered place to live under the shed.
Exactly.
And, yeah, and they don't
Right.
kill the birds or anything.
There you go.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, let me tell you, the fun of the whole thing is not being typical to the breed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's probably what is refreshing about it for Stuart. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, that's, I don't,
He wouldn't want someone who was like a super fan.
my tour manager of choice up until this point, again, Henry Smith, but Henry came up with the Yardbirds and with Led Zeppelin and blah, blah, blah. And,
Right.
Henry and I, when I started living in Florida, I did a couple of charity things and met him as a result of it. And, it was just,
He's a great
yes.
guy. Yeah.
And he is
Wow.
he is the best. I mean, I don't know how someone can have that temperament. I've never, I've seen him encounter and he's just,
He keeps those kittens in the box.
I don't know how he does it.
Wow.
I
That's
don't know
impressive.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. And this, like I said, we're talking 63, 64, whatever it was, when they were called band boys before they were called roadies.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Him and Steven Tyler
Wow.
were roommates before Steven Tyler was Steven Tyler. He was
Right.
in what, Tallarico?
Tallarico, yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
But yeah, so it's a nice history, and I mean, and Henry is so good at it, you know, and
Yeah.
it's easy when you've got a massive, you know, and I'll tell you, I remember where we first met him. It was at Germain Arena.
that's right.
Yeah, we have a Germain Arena, you know, it's like a,
Okay.
A small
they play
arena in
hockey
Fort
there,
Myers.
they have shows
Right.
there, you know, it's nice, about 10,000 seated, and
It's a shed.
yeah, it's a
Okay.
shed.
Yeah.
And we had a hurricane. Which one was the one? Charlie or Wilma?
Wilma. Yeah, Wilma.
We had Hurricane
Charlie was
Wilma.
the one up at Universal with Rick
Wilma shows up 13 days after we moved to Florida from New York.
No.
Oh,
You're wrong.
I'm wrong?
Charlie did. And the Universal Hurricane Relief thing is where we met Henry, but he went out on tour with Aerosmith. And so
It's all a blur.
then we had Hurricane Wilma and he came down here.
Oh, that's right. And okay. So we
Yeah.
had, right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Right, we
So
went to a
what
couple of
was the one-
meetings,
But what
but-
was the first one where we said we wanted to have the hurricane relief party because we only
Party?
lost what?
Hurricane Relief Party.
Not party, concert.
That was Rick Derringer wanted to have one for Hurricane Charlie, which is what the hurricane came down after we were here for 13 days, and it wiped out a lot. But the Red Cross would not let him accept money and give it to them because he didn't have a 501c3. So somebody up
Okay.
there, Steve was doing a documentary on John Entwistle, and we went up to record Robin Zander, interview Robin Zander for the documentary. And so they knew we had a 501c3 and said, hey, Rick, Steve Longo's got, a 501c3. Get him involved and you can still have the concert at Universal. So that's what happened.
It's just weird how it all goes. You know, that was like 17 years ago.
It was 2004. Yeah.
Coming down here from New York, it's like, I didn't know what to expect.
Where are you from, Judith?
Yeah, where's home?
I'm originally from Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Born
So
and
that's-
raised, and then moved to California, and now Nashville.
Wow, that's a hell of a triangle.
Yeah, with a little bit of Philadelphia in there for a couple of years too.
Cool. And so each place has its own character. Which one was your favorite?
For sure. Oh gosh, that's so hard to say. For pizza, I would have to say Philly.
Oh.
Yeah. You can't, pizza here is hit or miss. And,
Have you been to New York?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a whole other level. We
Yeah,
won't
so-
even have that conversation.
So Jeff and I have, healthy debates about the pizza in New Jersey versus Fiesta Pizza on Baltimore Avenue in Philadelphia, the best pizza in the world.
Oh, really?
He'll tell you that there are some places in New Jersey that can beat it, but I'm not buying it.
Oh.
Well, I will tell you that my place, and this is if I had to place the bet and I was on the television show, I would send you to Johnny's Pizzeria on Lincoln Avenue in Mount Vernon, New York.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
Westchester.
It's so good that we used to drive 50 minutes from upstate New York. We would order the pizza 10 minutes before we got there. We'd have to get two largest because the crust is so thin.
Yeah, they won't sell a slice.
And they won't sell a slice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they were gone before we got home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never got out of the car. I mean,
Yeah, we put our dog in the
Wow.
back seat and drive down.
so
Wow.
yeah, listen, if life ever takes you to Mount Vernon,
How far is Mount Vernon from like Clifton, New Jersey, let's say?
Clifton, really not that far. I mean,
No?
Clifton, New Jersey. Yeah, you could. Yeah, if you wanted to win a bet, it would be worth the
You
drive.
know what? I'll
Okay.
tell you right now.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Mappy's gonna lay it out.
Google Maps.
Yep.
Google Maps.
So, all right. So let me. So, I think it's amazing that you fell into this position, and it makes all the sense in the world because when
39 minutes.
Okay.
9 minutes.
Yeah.
Then we're going to go. That's
There you
it.
go.
Then
Next time we're in New Jersey.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
happening.
telling you, if it's not worth the drive, whatever. Let me
Go
know.
down 80, Interstate 80.
Okay.
God.
I know where that is.
Yeah, Lincoln Avenue off the Bronx River
Oh
Parkway.
man!
I'm telling you.
And anybody we've ever told about this place loves it, and then we are finding out that there are people that have been going there like forever.
Yeah, since the
Really?
It's like, one of those kind of places.
It's an amazing.
Even John Entwistle liked it because they rehearsed right down the street.
Yeah,
From there. So.
and that's
Yeah, and it's like a little dive pizza joint.
So, you must have known the ins and outs of this business for years, being together with Jeff for all that time.
Yeah.
Right?
How did she meet Jeff though?
It was-
If you're from Atlanta,
Yeah, how that
yeah,
happened?
how'd you meet Jeff?
Well, I was still living in Atlanta, but I was going out to LA for business a lot. I got started in film and television, working on commercials. I was
In Atlanta?
I was an agent. Yeah, I was an agent for commercial directors, the guys who make the commercials on TV. And so I started going out to LA a lot because a lot of commercials are made there, and I had directors to sell. So started going to LA, and a mutual friend of ours said, "Oh, you need to meet my friend Jeff. He's such a nice guy, and he's in the business. He can connect you with a lot of people."
Mm-hmm.
Now, the people he could connect me with were of no use to me whatsoever.
Right.
But,
it's like, and to introducing golf people to tennis people. It's not
right.
Yeah.
It was kind of okay, fine. So we met for lunch, and he started telling me about his background, going to Juilliard, and then he said, and then I did 2 world tours with the Police, and all I could think of to say was, well, that must have been fun for you, because I had no clue. And let's
wait, hang on. No. Did you fake your way through it, or did you just...
I was so embarrassed that, I mean,
No.
obviously I was supposed to know who this was, and I didn't. And so, I all I could think of was, well, that must have been lots of fun. Now let's talk about Juilliard some more, because I come from a classical music background.
Okay.
So that was of far more interest to me than this whatever Police thing. I didn't.
Did you think it was a rock band, or did you think that it was some kind of military thing?
I figured it was some kind of. It must have been some kind of band. It must have been. And I knew from the way he said it, I should have known who it was, but no.
Yeah.
Probably if he had sung some of the songs, I might have picked up on it. I was not that clueless. I had heard some of the music before, and was exceedingly annoyed. By the way, I have to listen to this song every time we do the show. Every breath you take.
Right.
I remember where I was the first time I heard that song.
Really?
And I thought to myself, who is this guy? Get over it. Stop whining. She does not want to hear from you anymore. Leave her alone. Get lost. That was my reaction to it. and now I get to listen to it every show. Oh boy.
I have one of those.
Oh yeah.
I have one of those. Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah. Now let me ask you a question.
Wait,
I'm going to tell you.
whoa,
I'm going to test your musical sensibility here. It doesn't matter if you know the answer to this or not.
Okay.
Do you know the album by The Who called Quadrophenia?
Oh.
I have heard of that. Yes.
Okay. You know how it, but have you ever heard it? Would you know it if you heard anything from it, like The Real Me, or Is It Me for a Moment?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Absolutely
Yeah.
fine.
Okay.
Because we had to go and watch
The
Who perform it because John said you have to come to the show
at Madison Square Garden.
At Madison Square Garden.
Oh yeah.
Every night.
Like 6 nights.
Like 6 nights. And there was the guy, I can't remember his name, Paul,
movie.
whatever he was, from the movie, and he comes out of his little box and he starts narrating the thing. And, you know, after 4 or 5 days, Laurie said to me, if I have to listen to this one more time, I'm going to shoot that man off his little fucking stand.
It was like, oh.
It was,
Oh yeah. Okay.
yeah.
You know, I appreciate the Who's music, but I wasn't a Who fan. We were John's friends.
Yeah, that's
You
what
know?
it really was. I mean, we
Right,
were,
right,
right,
it didn't have a lot to do with the
If
Who.
I never saw the Who again, you know, it would not bother me.
And the weirdest thing was, that's why I asked you if you knew Rex King, because I think he's still running with them. But the weirdest thing, you know, years ago, Pete invited us to go see them in Miami.
After John,
And that's after John's gone, right? And I said, well, you know, you go. And it was like,
Sure.
it was like going to, I can't even like the only person that you knew from there wasn't there.
Yeah.
And it was so just
It was like, what are we doing here?
weird. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but you know, whatever. That's
Yeah.
showbiz, right?
Mm-hmm. It wasn't the same. The band didn't, you know, whatever.
But you
It
see,
just made us miss it that much more. So
I imagine for you, this could have an element of fun to it. I'm sure it gets, you know, when things don't go right, and I understand that, because it happens. You know, everything doesn't always go right, but I have to imagine when it comes off at the end of a run, whatever it is, you know, a weekend, you know, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever it is. I imagine that feels pretty good to pack it up and go home. I think that's got to be.
Yeah. Well, there's an element of we fooled them again.
you know what?
We pulled it off. We should not have been able to pull it off, but we did, and we fooled them again.
So do you use local crew? I mean, you must. You know.
Oh yeah.
And hired back line.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
And because we're playing with an orchestra, all of these shows are done with an orchestra. And what Stuart, I don't know how familiar you are with it, but what the show is basically police songs that Stuart has taken apart and put back together again, with an orchestra providing this tremendous volume of music, and the songs have you know, orchestral sections. So it's not just the songs. There's a lot of other music incorporated into it. So it's really it's quite a show, and the orchestra is essential. But where was I going with this? Oh yes, the orchestra provides lots of stagehands, lots of crew, and you know, they are tremendously helpful, and the backline people are wonderful.
So yeah, you're working with like professional
and plus, so
crew.
you've got to be working directly with the Tama people and
Yes.
whoever. Oh, that's
Yes.
so.
And Jeff's been doing it for
But that's the way to
40
do
years?
it.
Yeah.
I always, with Entwistle, it was months, buses, planes. I mean, it was that. It was, with Robin, it was plane, car, hotel,
fly dates.
and I luckily have had great endorsements for decades. And, my gear, 95 times out of 100 was always what I needed it to be.
It really makes a difference
I'm
when
sure.
when we're not having to travel. The only instruments that we have to worry about are the guitar and bass, and they get their own seats on the plane.
Really?
Which causes all kinds of uproar. Did you know that if you buy 2 seats on a plane, both with your name on them, you cannot check in online? You have to check in person at the airport. I didn't know this the first time we ran into problems. So everybody else had, checked in online. They went through security. They're sitting out at the gate, and our guitar and bass player are wrestling with an inexperienced baggage checker
I am
at the
going to
front of
hook
the
you up.
airport.
I am going to hook you up. Our friend Randy does fly dates. That's all he does anymore.
Yeah, and he sings with orchestras.
And he does it. Yeah, he travels with orchestras
He'll
too.
do the.
And the Who, as a matter of fact, are going out with doing the same thing right now.
Yeah,
so
but Randy will
tell
sing
Stuart
Led
he's
Zeppelin.
been ripped off. But Randy has this letter that when anybody gives him any crap about his instrument, he shows them the letter, and that they just shut up and move aside.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get you a copy of whatever this is.
I want to know what that magic letter is.
Yeah, it's something about they have to legally let you bring your guitar on the plane for I don't know, but both of his parents were lawyers. Okay,
and man,
so he knows what.
So I'm going to get this for you because it's apparently he would want you to have it. He's one of those. Yeah.
I would love to have that. That would be so helpful.
Count on it. Count on it.
Okay,
I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pay the bills real quick. We have a little commercial, and Angus sent you the questions.
Yes, but of course I've forgotten them. So
it doesn't matter. I have to modify them a little bit for you, but I'm glad that I know your history and not history.
Right.
And I'm sure you've been to more than your share of rock shows, besides just, with Stuart.
No, I have.
Okay.
Yeah, and now you know the Police songs. Not that that's on any of the questions.
All right, so I'll meet you back here in a minute.
Okay, excellent.
Bradley's Jewelers in South Fort Myers. Diamonds, bridal, you name it. Estate, custom design, and expert repair. Bradley's Jewelers, South Fort Myers. They specialize in amazing moments.
Simple as that. That's not supposed to happen. No drama.
Bradley's
here we are, Bradley's Jewelers.
Hey, I want some of that shiny stuff.
Well, I was going to play the deli commercial. I would have made you hungry. Yeah. Everybody yells at me when I do the one from Jason's Deli, which is like, wow.
But Bradley's Jewelers, they make a lot of their own things.
Yeah, they're and Brad is actually the one on Monday nights. He does a segment, the Rock and Roll and Review. Last night we were talking about Joni Mitchell and that whole cluster of West Coast people that happened versus the whole East Coast, cluster with Dylan and whatever. King, it was just so it was an interesting show, and there you go. So. All right, so here come the big questions.
Okay.
And most of these, they should be kind of easy.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so now you've done some miles touring. You've been out. You know the real road.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite restaurant when you know you're going back to Seattle.
Oh.
I can't wait to eat at Hot Daddy's Burger Joint.
Well, I have to say, now that we've done some shows here in Nashville, we did 3 nights in a row here in Nashville. That means that I can include my all-time favorite restaurant anywhere, and that is the Chef and I on 9th Street in Nashville.
Oh, the Chef and I,
Chef and
9th Street in Nashville.
Oh, it is so delicious, so delicious. And they have one of those chef's kitchens where you can sit at the bar and watch the chef do his thing and cook for you and talk about
what kind of food, what cuisine.
Gosh, it's so, if I had to put a label on it, I would say Nouvelle Southern.
So it's fusion.
There's a lot of pork, whole lot of pork products in there.
So it's an uptown Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's about 12 levels above a Cracker Barrel. Now we do love a Cracker Barrel.
We do too.
Oh man,
we told Jeff about the Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, we had a Cracker Barrel tour. And I think it was 98.
Because
anytime we were going to stop. Because it satisfied so many Joneses. There was all the toys and the garbage that you could sift through.
Right.
There was all the candy that you could buy and stash till you go to the next cracker. And then there was the food.
Yeah.
And then there was the food. Yeah.
And there was always room.
Yeah. And we always used to take there's that one big round table when you walk past the girl into the dining room that's all the way straight in the back. That was us, the 10 top, and there. So okay.
Yep. Pretty fine. So Chef and I, definitely, that's the one.
It's big time. I must confess.
The Chef and I, 9th Street in Nashville. All right, we have that written down.
Yeah, this is going in our book.
Okay, good answer. We'll have to look it up.
Okay. So, now set list comes out, and there it is. Doesn't matter what band, doesn't matter what tour, doesn't matter what anything. Favorite song on the set list. What's that song?
I would have to say on this set list, it would have to be Bed's Too Big Without You. It has such a cool bass line. Really like it. Yeah. That's my favorite on this one.
Okay, and the one you hope you never have to hear again.
Well, that was the one I mentioned earlier.
I thought
every single damn breath you take.
Yeah, well. Okay.
Well, we understand.
So, listen, I get that.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Most annoying song.
Well, we've had 22 people say brown-eyed girl.
Yeah. So, listen, this, I'm going to tell you something, Judith, the whole idea of what we're doing here with regard to the show is the only other circumstances that I can even imagine you and I having this conversation would be at catering or, after show at the meet and greet. So, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I miss these so much. I mean, just because it's, we're all connected, and without each other, we have nothing. So it's, it's really fun for me. That's cool. So, all right, now I have to modify this question a little bit.
Okay.
If you could, and I don't know if you play an instrument or not, it doesn't matter, but if you could be the absolute shred Mac Daddy player of any instrument on the planet, what instrument would it be?
How about vocals?
Vocals, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's Steve, he wants to sing like Christina
I want to be able to
Aguilera.
sing like Christina Aguilera in the Genie days, but Do you know how weird that would look?
Well, in the shower, I'm really good at singing anything that the Stylistics recorded. So
Oh,
that's where my vocal cords are at.
Okay,
wow.
Stylistics.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, the
Yep.
Stylistics. Yeah,
Yep.
that's a
Big
classic.
fan.
Yeah,
Yep.
great.
Big fan.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about rock and roll, but you can throw Motown at me all day.
Oh, I love
Oh,
Motown.
wow.
Oh, we love
So
Motown.
let me throw a little Motown at you.
We just watched Sam Cooke documentary.
Really? I haven't seen that.
Awesome,
Yeah.
I gotta
awesome
check it out.
documentary.
Yeah.
And they actually referenced the One Night in Miami where it's him and Jim Brown and Malcolm
Right.
X and
Right.
Muhammad Ali. It's amazing,
Yeah.
amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
But so I'll throw some soul at you. I saw James Brown at the RKO Theater with the famous Flames when he had both drummers playing.
Wow.
And man, let me tell you what, that was unbelievable, but only to be surpassed by singing My Girl with the Temptations on stage.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Otis, one of the original members.
Yeah, Otis was the only one back from the day.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
I mean, it happened. I was a part owner in the venue, but
we have a picture.
But yeah, I've got a
prove it.
picture. It was in the paper. I mean, man,
Wow.
oh, it was
Wow.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, you lived my dream.
Oh man, I remember being a little kid, still in junior high school, and going to the high school prom in White Plains, and the Temps played one year, and the Four Tops played another year,
Wow.
and I remember being outside the gym listening to it through the those doors, and to actually be on stage with even one of those guys.
Wow.
It was just otherworldly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
amazing.
now one of our regular viewers, Gail, says she saw a fat Domino in a dive bar in New York.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's possibly just about anybody in a dive bar. Okay, so
No, he was playing in the dive bar.
Well, yeah, okay, that's possible too.
Okay.
And the last question is, if you could, I see. It's usually if you could play one show with anybody or any combination of players, living or dead, who would it be? But if you could put your ideal touring ensemble together, who would that be?
Ooh.
You might want to do TV production,
Yeah, you might want to just leave and go back to CBS.
Oh, golly, that is so well. Okay, Yo-Yo Ma.
Oh,
yeah, Yo-Yo Ma.
Yeah. Not just because he's an amazing musician, but because he's an amazing person.
Oh, so you know Yo-Yo.
Oh.
So, no, I've never met him. But all of the stuff that he does out there in the world, he seems like a really, really wonderful human being, and somebody that I would, love to share a tour with.
Wow.
Let me think. Who else would I want to? I'm just blanking here. Oh, I mean, of course, drummer, of course, Jeff.
Good answer, Jeff Seitz.
Yes.
Jeff Seitz.
There you go.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's
and you would sing.
Oh yeah, I would sing.
Yeah, you would sing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you would be able to sing amazing.
And a bass player? Who would be the bass player?
Bass player. Ooh, that's tricky. Are unknowns permissible?
Absolutely.
Sure. Okay. Then it would be Sheldon Strickland, who was in quite an amazing band, the Supreme Beings of Leisure.
Ooh.
Who gets the prize for one of the best names ever. But Sheldon, when Sheldon and Jeff play together, it's like touching the hand of God. It's pretty amazing. So I would want to have Sheldon in there. So that would be kind of a strange combo pack, bass, cello, drums. Maybe we should get a keyboard in there somewhere.
Yeah,
And then of course it would have to be Beethoven.
There you go.
That's for Jeff,
Yeah, right. Classic.
I gotta tell you, Judith, the people are loving you. They're saying, great show tonight. I hope she drops in on Friday.
Oh,
great guest.
Yeah, see, you have to realize what you and I, and it's interesting because I would have never guessed, that you fell into it the way you did. But then again, I look over at my wife and I can't believe she's done half the things in our career, my career. So it's not that I doubted the ability to happen, but I'm always amazed when because you have to be built to do what we do. I say it all the time. If you're not built for this, man, it will eat you alive. And if you don't have the right temperament and know how to think on your feet, and that was always the most important thing to me about crew. Did you have the ability to solve a problem that was happening right now? Yeah. So
exactly. It's all problem solving and making sure that people are well fed. Everything else is just details.
Yeah, right. Exactly right.
Some people can't do details.
Yeah, but so it is.
We have more comments about you.
More
Sue
comments.
Lucente, who lives in Pennsylvania, says she's cool about you.
Thank
Gail,
you.
who's down here in Florida, she's from New York. Great show tonight, Luongo. Okay. So they want you to stop in on Friday.
Well, yeah, you should come in.
I would be honored. Thank you.
Please. I mean, Mousy comes in, so it's not like
Jeff, you have caught him.
You send him in the other room, and it's funny, man. I mean, it's
we have fun.
We have a good time, and it's all it's meant to be. It's just this. This is all.
Great.
So,
Great. I love it.
Well, I thank you for spending the time with us. This has been really
tremendous. It has just been a privilege talking with you and sharing the evening. So
I think that Jeff caught a really good one.
It's great. And
thank you.
Nothing thrills us more than a successful relationship, especially, we work together every day, and so
and
I
Jeff
know
is the sweetest. Well, he sent us.
But I know no matter what, I know
something.
Oh yeah. Well,
but it's amazing.
He puts up with a lot from me, so he really is the best.
He's a sweet guy.
Yeah, we're happy to have him as part of the show, and we're now happy to have you as part of the show too. So,
thank you.
So I will see you out there. Yeah, and let's come in any Friday. You're always welcome.
Jeff,
all right.
Show you how.
All right, it's the deal.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thanks, Judith.
Bye, Judith.
Night.
Bye.
No, there's no. I'm on. Wow, that was cool.
Yeah.
That was. I mean, you see, and isn't that the way it happens in this business? So bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, and she had a very good temperament. So I'm sure that she's easy to work with with all these different crews that don't know her. When
she's got an interface with. Believe me, more goes into what she does than you can possibly imagine. But the thing about it is, to be able to manage it gracefully and make it work, it's really an art. I mean, it really is.
She does have a show business background from doing television.
Yeah, but still, I mean, this, live day-to-day music. And I should have asked her what, she was in production. So I'm guessing it was in the same location, hitting one hotel after another, even 3 days in a row. Requires a certain skill set. So anyway, bravo. She was great.
Yeah, she was. Yes. Judith Black. Okay, people have put in their request for tomorrow night. Ed Hamer said Flash.
So we got Flash.
Sue wants Jackie the Joke Man. Kitty wants Zippy. Now Chris Chanel said, I picked Bittersweet Love or Kim 43 for Anything Goes Wednesday.
You got him 43, unless I find a good
Him
bittersweet
43.
love.
What is him 43?
Jethro Tull.
Okay.
But what was the other thing? What was the second thing?
Bittersweet Love.
No. Flash and what else?
Oh, Jackie the Joke Man.
Oh, Jackie. Yeah.
And
Okay.
Zippy.
Oh, Zippy.
Right.
Now, do you want the real Zippy from Detroit with the multi-camera Zippy, or will any Zippy do? Because
this would be for you, Kitty.
yeah. So
would any Zippy do?
would any Zippy do, or do you want
any
one?
Zippy do-da?
Want one professionally shot? You want a random Zippy, which might be a Nippy or a Pippy, but so does it matter?
I'm waiting for an answer. Kitty, we're asking you. You're the one that wanted Zippy.
And here he is.
But I'm not getting a Zippy answer. Well, we'll have to just pick one.
Well,
for
we'll
her.
figure it out. I'll look around and I'll find the right thing. You want to see Zippy
She
Rock?
might not still be on the show yet.
Oh, you know what? I used Nippy.
Oh, wait. She said any Zippy will do, or surprise me. Okay.
I'll find you one that you haven't seen for sure.
Okay.
And on that happy note, kids, if I don't see you in the future, see you in the pasture.
Good night, everybody.